He doesn't need money. He's retired because he's conquered
There
this.
are 6 things that you should never tell anyone.
6 of them.
If you do, it can seriously backfire on you. I'll share them with you in this video. If you've watched any of my previous videos, you'll know that. And if there's one thing I've learned in the last 20 years, it's that you can't trust anyone with everything. In fact, I go so far as to say you should severely limit the amount of information that you share with people. So in this video, I'm going to share my top 6 things that I don't think you should tell anyone ever. When you retire, you want to have a peaceful life, stress-free. It's supposed to be the time of your life where you can do anything that you want to do because you're not stressed out about work anymore. So why make it hard for yourself? And one of the things that I found is that if you give up too much information to people, it can backfire on you. It can actually cause stress and anxiety, which is the thing that you're trying to avoid when you retire.
To begin with.
What I found is that when I keep things close to my chest, there's a lot less drama in my life, a lot less hassle. I found that life has been a lot more enjoyable, especially after 60, since I started adopting that simple strategy of limiting the amount of information that I share with people. So in this video, I'm going to go through the top things that I would never share with anybody. I'm not going to go through these things in any particular order because I think all 6 of them are equally as important as each other. So what I'm going to start with is number 1, health. Now the reason that one's close to my mind at the moment is, again, if you've been watching my videos, you'll know that a few months ago I had my gallbladder removed. I don't believe in sharing the gory details of the whole experience, either before having my gallbladder out or after. You don't need to know, and I wouldn't even share that with my family. So I believe that when you have an illness...
I'm surprised about the family part because most people will share things like that with their family because it depends who in your family, it depends the dynamics of your family as well, so he's right.
No matter what you're feeling, just try and keep it to yourself. Don't go completely into the detail. For example, I've got a very good friend who's in his 60s who has recently been diagnosed with type 1 diabetes. Not the type 2 that a lot of people get when they're older, type 1. And he now has to take insulin injections. Does he ever talk about it? Does he ever share the symptoms and the problems that he's having with it? No, he doesn't. He's positive. He's got a smile on his face like he always has. You would never know there was anything wrong. And I think that's the way to play it. And the reason I feel like that is because I think it can stress people out. If your family knew exactly what you were experiencing, it might just push them into a place of stress and worry that at the end of the day isn't necessary. Keep it to yourself. Don't go into the gory details, sharing all the information about your medication, the treatment, what the doctor says, what you're doing about it in the context of your diet. Nobody needs to know. The second thing...
Let me know in the comment section down below, but some people, they feel better when they share it with others. It feels like an outlet. Are you one of those people? Let me know in the comment section down below. What should they? Please like the video for the YouTube.
On my list is resentments. And I'm particularly thinking here about where you're pissed off with somebody because they, in your opinion, they've wronged you. There's always that temptation. You'll share it with friends, particularly friends that might be in the same friendship group. And I think that's a dangerous strategy. I think if you start sharing things with people, you might actually find out whether or not those friends are your friends or the friends of the person
their friends
who you've got the resentment against. They might not always see your side of things. And here's the key to this. That person isn't really a friend if they have behaved in such a way that you're feeling like that. And then you'd also have to question whether or not the friendship group, if they take the side of the other person against you, whether or not they're really a proper friendship group or whether or not they're just acquaintances. That's for you to decide. You know your friends, you know when you've been wronged and what you've done about it. I know in my case, I made that mistake. Somebody crossed paths with me when I was in my 40s. I told all the other people in the group that I was not happy about it, and it actually ended up badly for me. So that's my advice on that one. If you've got any resentments because of something that's happened within a particular friendship group, keep it to yourself. The next thing on my list is finances. I've heard it said that you're better off looking poor even if you're a millionaire. I think when you start revealing your finances, how much you're worth, how much you earn, it can only end in trouble. I think it's a British thing, probably more than an American thing. Certainly over here in the UK, I kind of get the feeling that people resent success. So if you flaunt it, I think it might end up badly for you. One of the things that's likely to happen is that if anybody can see that you're doing well, or you've got a bit of wealth, they might suddenly appear and want to be your friend. Well, the reality is they're not really after your friendship. They're after what you've got. You don't really want people to be pally with you just because of something you've got.
Vultures.
You want people to be friends with you because of who you are, because they enjoy your company, because they think you're fun, not because they've got your hand in your pocket. And that applies whether you're rich or not. Even a modicum of success can set the green monster loose in people, the envious eyes staring at you and wish they had it. And it's just not a good place to be. If you're thinking of splashing out when you've come into a little bit of money, or you're doing well in your career, just hold back a little bit with showing off your success. It may not always be received as well as you'd like it to be. Next on my list is plans. Your bucket list is your bucket list. Don't share it with other people. They might not be in as fortunate a position as you to be able to experience the things that you're going to experience. When you've got plans for your life, they're your plans. Whatever they are, 1 year, 3 year, 5 year, whatever your plan is for your retirement, it's your plan. Don't share it with anyone. The only exception to that rule is you might want to share your plans with your wife or your husband, just to make sure that they're on side. And also, if you've taken up coaching with anybody or mentoring, then share your plans with them too. They'll want to know your plans so they can help you put into place ways to execute on those plans. The next thing on my list is knowledge. Don't share your knowledge with anyone unless they specifically ask for help. And if you do decide to give people access to your knowledge, just give them a rough overview. One of the things you might want to do when you're in your 50s or your 60s, even your 70s, is you might want to consult or coach or mentor. Under those circumstances, you've got to share a little bit of your knowledge to give people a flavour of what you can do for them, to establish your credibility, if you will. But don't give the real detail. Only give that to people who really want it. And if you're a coach or a consultant, then those are the people who are going to pay to access your knowledge. Other than that, just don't be liberal in your sharing of knowledge. Definitely don't be one of those people who shares their knowledge in social situations when it's not asked for. The chances are, under those circumstances, people just regard you as being a bit of a bore. They're not there for you to tell them everything you know and to come across as being a bit of a big head. The last thing on my list is relationship.
These are very crucial. These are things that you don't really think about, but it matters a lot. And a lot of people, they don't really have good social cues.
Problems. Your friends and your family are not specialist counsellors. The chances are they are not going to be able to help you work things out with whoever it is you've got the problem with. Whether that be a friend, your partner, your wife, your husband, whoever it happens to be, a work colleague, wherever you have a problem, the chances are they can't help. If you really do need help, then I would advise you to seek help with people who are trained, specialists, coaches, mentors, counsellors. Don't burden other family members with the things that are going wrong in your relationship. The chances are they can see it for themselves. They'll see your mood, obviously, they'll know it's affecting you, and they'll want to do whatever they can to help you. And my advice under those circumstances is to brush it off and say that you are dealing with it. Thank them very much for taking an interest in you and for any sympathy that they might be giving you. Don't drag them into the actual specifics of what's going wrong in that relationship. What are your thoughts?
I think because most people don't care, and 99% of them are glad it's you and not themselves going through that issue. So therefore, some of it does make sense in just keeping things to yourself. But then again, I believe that there's a limit, because sometimes you need an outlet. You need to vent, as they say, but just be careful who you vent to, because it might do a 360, turn around and come back to bite you. And the person might use it against you. oh, you're telling me to do this, but how about you when you couldn't deal with that situation? What did you do? You turned to drugs, you turned to this. So now you're the hypocrite that's telling, you see what I mean? So you might want to watch out. But let's see the comment section real quick. I'm not wearing my reading glasses. The less I tell, the better off I am. I agree. I'm just reading to what it says. Agreed. Sometimes it's your friends who keep your enemies updated. Wow. That is scary. Sometimes it's your friends who keep your enemies updated. Keep your own gob hushed. Wow. What a comment. A long time ago, my mother told me not to trust anyone, and my first thought was, wow, that's sad. Now I fully understand why she said that, and she was 100% accurate, because some things did backfire on me and taught me very valuable lesson. So thank you for wishing you a wonderful journey. That's deep, man. My vision is so blurred now. It's crazy. I literally need my read glasses. But yeah, those comments are absolutely amazing. Look, let me know your thoughts in regards to this video. Do you keep it hush even with your wife or girlfriend or boyfriend? Or do you prefer sharing things? Well, should they like the video, and I'll catch you guys on the next one.